Hello folks, here I am to solve the question number 3 of JEE Mains 2015. So this question says that we have given two blocks and a rigid wall. We have given the weights of the blocks of 20 newtons and 100 newtons respectively, and it has shown us to apply a force, and coefficient of friction between these two blocks is 0.1, and coefficient of friction between the block B and the wall 0.15. Now if you think like me, that means if you're a logical thinker, then simply think that these things are bullshit. Simply bullshit. Now first think logically. It is the normal force and it is the force. So when the force will be applied, this is the first block, the second block, force, normal. The blocks are in equilibrium. Let's consider the blocks are in equilibrium. So the basic principle of equilibrium says that force is equals to the normal force. And the rest all things, the frictional force of A will be like this. For second block, frictional force of A will be like this. And for this block again, the frictional force between the wall and the block will be like this. So the frictional force of A balances the weight. The frictional force A balances the weight of 20 Newton. We come to a very important conclusion of frictional force of A is 20 newtons. As the box is in equilibrium, yeah, I said that. So we came to know that it's 20 newtons. And thus, now remember, it's quite important to understand this logic, that frictional force of B balances even the weight and the frictional force of A. And so we can say that frictional force of B is equals to frictional force of A plus its weight, equals to 100 newtons plus 20 newtons is equals to 120 newtons. And in the question we have asked none other than to find the friction force of B. So here we got the answer by simple logic, by simple equilibrium laws. This is the main things of JEE Mains. They just gives us the question where we can even apply the logic, where the coefficient of friction becomes totally useless. Thank you, students.